Tsi Day Smyth. Thank you so much for having me today. I am non-binary. For those of you who don't know exactly what that means, it means that I don't identify strictly with a certain gender or strongly with a certain gender, and therefore I use they, them pronouns. When I first came out as non-binary, the first non-binary friend I made was actually when I used to travel for conventions, and their name was Cass. And they were an amazing support system because they had been out for years, and I was very new to that space, and it took a lot of time to explain to the people that knew me and loved me what all that meant, and they really helped. And they will always be one of the most influential people in my coming out story. And about 7 or 8 months after I had met them and we had been spending a lot of time together, I had gotten a message from their sibling letting me know that overnight they had taken their own life. The family had put together a chat to let all of Cass's closest friends know what their final words had been, because they had left a message. And in their final message, they had very simply put it that they felt that the people they loved would be better off if they were not around. And everyone in that conversation was very confused. Every one of them, because they loved Cass very much. And there wasn't a single one of us that felt the world was any way better without them in it. And it took a very long time for me to understand, because we don't talk enough in this community about the guilt that we feel as transgender people. We talk about suicide, and the fact is 41% of people in the trans and non-binary community are going to attempt to take their lives. That is a shockingly high number, but when we talk about taking our lives and why this happens so frequently, we talk about bullying, because it happens to all of us every day. I promise for the trans folks here, they can all identify many, many moments in their life when they have felt bullied or harassed or treated badly because of who they are. But we also have to talk about the bullying that we do to ourselves, because that is one of the top killers within our community. And there is not enough resources for it. There's not enough conversation about it. There is a lot of hatred that comes at us from different places, but we have a lot of hatred for ourselves that we grow within our own souls, and it comes from a place of love. The other day, my beautiful fiance and I, we went out to have dinner together, and I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but trust me, we have 4 kids at home, and if you have not heard the rendition of Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters by an 8-year-old about 32 times in a row, then you probably can't imagine how badly sometimes we as parents need that break and to get away and spend some time together and be adults. And when we went out, we had a server who seemed perfectly lovely until it was time for us to order, and my wonderful fiance was ordering for me and gestured to me and said, "And they will have," and it was immediately rebuked with, "They who?" And immediately, I did the internal eye roll, because we all knew where that was going, and it became a back and forth. So, well, just them. I don't see multiple people, and back and forth until they got tired of it. Now, the thing is, I don't care that a server is closed-minded. I don't care, because I have dealt with that every day since I've come out. I know who I am. I love who I am. I don't need to please a server. To be trans is to have a thick skin. And I can easily say that of the many trans, non-binary, and non-gender conforming friends and family members that I have, they are some of the toughest, most secure people I've ever known. Kind of have to be. But I remember sitting there and still getting upset by it, because in my mind, my partner, was also getting harassed because of who I am. And that is where that guilt comes in. When you feel like you're ruining somebody else's night. And of course, they don't feel that way, because they love you and they support you. But you worry about these things, you carry these things because your existence is going to affect every person that loves you. I had one of my daughters, my oldest daughter, her best friend's mom, we got to meet her. And she said very confidently to me that she believes that every trans person should be institutionalized, knowing what my identity was. And rather than get angry with her, I found myself concerned that I was going to cost my daughter, who is a good kid, her best friend. That is the trans guilt that you carry, because everything about you can affect the people you love most in your life. And you know they love you and they accept you and they're there for you, but you worry all the time. We need to talk more about that guilt. We need to talk more about the concerns that people in the trans community have about how it affects other people. If I can leave the allies, friends, and family members here today with one message, it would be, you already love and support the trans and non-gender conforming people in your life. That's obviously, you're here. Reassure them, because they're not going to ask for it. But if you love them, if you want to keep them here, reassure them anyway, because they need to hear it. Yes. Because they are carrying so much more with them than you realize. And for all the beautiful, amazing, trans, non-binary, non-gender conforming people that are here today, just please know you are beautiful, you are perfect, you are loved, you are not a burden to anybody. And I promise every one of you, the world is not going to be better for anyone without you in it. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes.